Are you playing chase?
No, hiding.
Right.
Hi, my name is Richelle Flanagan. I'm based in Dublin, Ireland. I was diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease when I was 47 and pregnant with my daughter. I was 3 months pregnant at the time. And I actually picked up on the diagnosis myself through my work as a dietitian. When I was writing, I noticed my handwriting had gotten a lot smaller over the years. And what was really strange is I couldn't make the handwriting bigger. This triggered me to ask for a referral to a neurologist who was fairly confident I didn't have Parkinson's because my symptoms were so minimal. And so I had to get a DAT scan. I had to wait for that DAT scan until I was finished breastfeeding my daughter. And unfortunately it showed that I did have Parkinson's. And the biggest difficulty for me in terms of symptoms is basically I have a sort of bradykinesia, slowness or rigidity on my dominant side, my right hand side, which has really affected my typing and writing and texting, which has impacted my work. Also my communication with friends. It's very tiring, and I've started to use voice recognition software, which I really didn't want to have to do, didn't want to have to give in, but you know, at the end of the day it is a disability, and I need to use the tools that are out there available to me. I suppose the other thing is fatigue is really strong, and the thing about Parkinson's is that many of the symptoms are sort of hidden, and people probably don't understand until they could walk in my shoes what it feels like. And when you have a 4-year-old who's full of energy and a 14-year-old, you need to have your energy, and that's pretty hard when you've a condition that slows you down. And I suppose what's really frustrating is that the treatment is pretty limited to one type of drug, and whilst there are various different iterations of this, there has been really no huge progress in managing the symptoms from a drug point of view or slowing progression, whatever about a cure. And that's hard to face when you're only young with Parkinson's. I suppose the other thing that has been quite hard to deal with as a woman, I notice every month that prior to my periods, my symptoms get much worse. And I know a lot of my colleagues, young women with Parkinson's, mention the same thing. And I believe it's quite similar in MS, and also that it can affect cognition and dementia in terms of younger women also. So this one campaign would be brilliant to kind of bring a bit of focus on not only younger people with neurological conditions and their needs, but also on young women and women in general with regard to the hormonal effect on neurological conditions. So I know in terms of Parkinson's that apparently some research has shown if you take HRT during perimenopause that it may help symptoms and in fact slow progression. That is huge for someone who is living with Parkinson's and has a young family. So I'd really like to see that this campaign helps to focus our mind, to share the common themes across the different conditions, to find ways to manage symptoms better, slow progression, and ultimately find a cure for us all. Thank you.
I found it!